Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thanks very much for watching our earwax removal compilation video today. Now the first patient this compilation video is actually one of Taylor's patients. So I've never seen this video before. What we can see looking at this, it looks like a very hard piece of wax. It looks like a solid wax plug in here. So what Taylor's doing here is putting the standard size ulnar tube and holding it on the front end of this wax just to sort of try and bed it in and get a really good suction grip here before very gently and slowly maneuvering this out. Now the reason we do that, it doesn't always work that way. It depends on the length and size of the plug. If we've got a plug that's formed on that sort of gentle S curve of the ear canal, if it's formed on both of those bends, then obviously as you're pulling from the front, the rear end is just holding in a little bit more. So he's just trying to sort of wiggle this down and very slowly work it down the canal. You can see there's quite a bit of olive oil. We can see a little bit of blurring to the bottom of the endoscope there. That's just where the olive oil's coated those little tiny hairs on the outer part of the ear canal. So he's just, you can see just that little bit of oil just lifting up into the endoscope. It's always a good idea after a little while, if it is quite blurry, clear it off, because there may well be something you're missing just at the bottom of the screen. There's just a little bit of something you could use to try and get this out, basically a little bit of maneuverability. So we're just bringing this out. This looks like it's going to come away. If we can just tilt, we just bring this wax plug around a little bit. We're just going to get it round that first bend. There we go. There it comes. And that's going to hold on to this. Now, is he going to be able to get this out in one piece, or is it going to shear off? Let's have a little look. There we go, out that comes. That's actually quite a long plug. Look at that one. That is a really long plug of wax. So unfortunately, the olive oil just coated the side of that endoscope there, so you can just see it just kind of blurred the image a little bit, but you could get a good idea. Don't forget, I think there should be a ruler shot at the end of this one to show you. So there's the eardrum looking nice and healthy there. Let's take a look at this other ear. Very similar story here. Bit of a gap at the top, and that's always a good thing to see because it gives you a bit of wiggle room. It gives you a bit of maneuverability to be able to move that wax into that space. So there's a lot of olive oil got in here. I think Taylor's probably introduced that himself looking at this. Just going to lift up. The olive oil is also going to help to get a good grip on these plugs as well. Now that moved really easily. Now the only thing that might hinder this though is the length of that plug. If it's really long, then we have to sort of bend it to get it out of the ear canal, like we did in the last patient there. And it's whether or not that plug will allow us to bend if it is very long. So what have we got here? We still with a standard size ulnar tube? Yeah, there you go. So let's get a grip on the side here. Guys, don't forget, stay tuned for my patient coming up next. It's a really good one. Lots and lots of skin peels. If you like a skin peel, you like an eardrum peel, make sure you stay tuned for that second patient there. So this is coming away really well. Look at that coming out of there. Out that comes. You can see that little bit of sort of grey material underneath. That's that dry skin material under there as well, which was holding this plug in. Yeah, it just sheared off a little bit. It does happen sometimes where you've got to put that bend, you've got to kind of force the front end or the end of the wax as close as you, force it around that bend to get that out. That's when you can see it kind of shears off. If it's a little bit too dry, it'll just shear off there. But there's that second portion coming away really well. Out that comes. Let's take a look beyond. Eardrum looking lovely and healthy there, guys. Guys, don't forget, if you do enjoy these videos, you can always like, share, follow, heart and subscribe for me. That would be absolutely fantastic. Big old plugs. There was that first plug that you couldn't quite see because of the blurring. That was 2 centimeters on its own. Taylor's not here to help me out. I'm going to go with 3 centimeters, just over 1¼ inches. That's what I'm going to go with on that one, guys. There you are. I have spoken. So you can see now you've got this thinner, sort of very different ear canal. This looks like very wet and mushy wax to start with here. So looks like it's all sort of very soft wax material, but normally what would happen if that was the case, that would be getting sucked into this ulnar tube really quickly. What this is actual excess skin. So where the skin's tried to migrate out, it's all kind of clustered and bunched together here at the entrance to the canal. We can see that underneath. You can see that skin material there. Don't forget, guys, also, if you do have any problems with your ears, whether that be hearing, whether that be wax, anything at all ear related, you can always come along and book yourself an appointment with myself or the lovely Mr. Taylor Green, and we will get get that sorted out for you. There's a link in the bio or the channel page, depending on which format you're watching this on, which will go all contact details and our website on it as well, so you can take a look at that. Thank you very much. There we go. Done. So we can see we're just having to switch up now to the Jobson horn because the suction tube was holding on to it, but it didn't have enough power to peel the skin away. And you can see the Jobson horn, it's working, but it's not really kind of working as well as I'd like. It's not really pulling these sort of long skin strips out here. So we're having to revert back now to the standard size ulnar tube. You can see I'm trying to lift from the canal wall here, but this is just, there's dead skin just everywhere in here. And it's this really kind of floppy type of dead skin. Now I always find that, and sometimes this is because the patients use a little bit of olive oil, but I find this particular type of skin much more difficult to remove. It's not the easiest in the world to get out. There we go, look at that big chunk there coming away. And let's see if we can get on to this next section. There we go, look at that peeling off the sort of roof of the canal. And we got this, well, your right hand side, you can see that's peeling away there as well. Look how all of this is almost like a almost like a sort of skin cast, if you like, of the ear canal walls here. Can't quite get a good look at the eardrum yet, so we don't know whether it goes deep enough to actually be over the eardrum as well. Right, can we see all of those little sort of fibers in there? Now, I'm not too sure what's going on in here. I've got one of two options. I did ask the patient, did they use some cotton buds, because cotton buds can certainly leave those fibers sitting behind on the surface of the skin of the ear canal. Patient was adamant they didn't use cotton buds or put any cotton wool, anything like that in their ear canals. So it makes me wonder whether we may be looking at a possible fungal infection that had sort of killed off this layer of skin. It's always difficult with this one when you get these kind of skin issues, because yeah, it can certainly kill off the skin as we're seeing here and sort of kill it off in these big layers. But I'd expect to see a little bit more infection, unless the infection's actually traveled into the skin. Now I know Connor at the Durham Hearing Specialist, I know he had one like this, where you had these sort of fibers which were passing into the actual surface layer of the skin as well. He put it up on the microscope, and take a look at it and on the slides on the microscope as well. And I think it certainly could travel into that skin and kind of kill it off as we're seeing here. But look at that coming away though, guys. That is a huge peel coming away there. That is a lot of the ear canal coming away in one go. And I think that's why we're getting these kind of much more sort of softer, floppier type of skin material as well. I think that would be a little bit more consistent with infection. It's difficult really. At the time you kind of look at it, but the beauty of doing these videos and voicing these videos over for you is it helps you to look back at what you've done and what you saw at the time, and maybe look at it with a fresh pair of eyes. So looking at it now, I would say I'm leaning more towards infection on there. On the day I was not too sure, but looking at it now I think we may well be. But we're having a little bit of difficulty here just because the skin is so floppy. It doesn't want to come out easily. It's peeling away, but the difficulty is when we're getting a grip with a crocodile forceps, it's just pulling straight through. It's just pulling straight through. So back to the suction tube now. You can see I was gently pulling that down, so I was hoping it was going to peel a lot more of this dead skin away. There we go. Let's get a grip on this section. Is this going to be kind to come away in one big piece? Oh, that looks promising. Look at that coming away there, guys. You can actually see to the to your right hand side, just underneath there, that layer of fresher skin sort of peeling away as well. There we go. Now we can start to see the sort of more healthy skin, if you like, rather than fresher skin underneath. Now, what's going on with this eardrum here then? Are we looking at a possible peel of the eardrum as well? Let's take a look. Switching down to the fine end here, just because we're working just a little bit closer to the eardrum. Oh, we are looking at a peel, I think. Look at that peeling down. You can see that layer, that surface layer, the very dead, almost a little bit harder skin, and then this softer, fresher skin underneath there. There we go. Look at that dead skin peeling away. You can see those kind of white layers. There we go. Look at that for a peel there, guys. It's starting to come down over the pars flaccida. We're just getting this coming forward. So let's get in here now with the crocodile forceps. Let's see if we can get a better grip. I think that's going to be too thin a grip. Yeah, it was, we just caught a little bit that was just kind of hanging off the main bulk of that skin there. Now I'm going to get rid of this section here to the top right. I think that's what's anchoring. My goodness me, look at that peeling down the side of the canal wall there. That is a huge, huge peel. There we go. You can really see that sort of dead, soft underlayer of skin there, that sort of underbelly of this skin. My goodness me, it is everywhere in here. There we are. Let's see if we can get this peel down a little bit further, a little bit flatter, so we've got a good chance of getting a good forceps grip on here. Okay, let's gently peel this down now. There we go, that's peeling. So what I'm doing here is a backwards and downward motion. You can see it all peeling from the sides of the canal wall. That's just taken that whole section off the eardrum there as well. Look at that coming out. Look at the size of that piece there. So that was basically covering the eardrum. You can see the eardrum looking a lot healthier there underneath. Let's get another little lift. It is just peeling from everywhere, and that's the difficulty here, is it's peeling but it's still holding on to that fresher, softer skin underneath. So as we're getting the peel, that's holding on to it, and you can see how far back I'm having to work here to get, my goodness me, to get this peel going. Look at that go. That is a tough, tough old one to do. Out that comes. Oh, nearly. A little bit further on, I think this is the grip. There we go. There. Did you see that sort of give then as it pulled away? Let's get this white skin material gone here. What have we got left? Oh my goodness, we've still got some in here. Wow, that is all down in the anterior recess as well. Not an easy one to get to. Let's see if we can get the forceps on here. Trying not to touch that canal wall as well. Are you going to peel for me? Are you going to be kind? No, well, there you go. Maybe. We've got about half of it there. It was a real difficult one because we're into that softer skin material again now. Let's see, what are we doing here? Just trying, we can look at it. It is so loose. All those layers and layers of skin all peeling away there. Can we get this off? This is tough because it's right down in that recess. This is not an easy one to get to the bottom of this one. Just taking that top section away. Sometimes what I'll do, because obviously these are really, really fine movements, sometimes what I will do is hold, if I'm working a particular, you're making very repetitive, same small movements all the time. So what I might do is just switch to a different spot. It just relaxes all the muscles in your wrist, so you can get onto that next spot then and get this bit cleared out, and then you can go back to the tough bits then. You can see I'm a good old look around in there. So I'm looking to see, okay, well, can I get a grip up here? We've tried the bottom section. No, it's not really going to peel up there. Oh, no, there we go. We had a little bit of a peel. You can see how it's sort of this dry skin layer is coming along the eardrum. Now we have introduced a little bit of olive oil in here. If I can just peel far enough across, I might be able to get the forceps now on that one. Oh, you can see I've put a little bit more olive oil in now. We did put some in, you could see some at the entrance just a few seconds ago, but the oil hadn't quite got all the way down here. Well, not all of it anyway. Oh, that is looking good. If we can get a peel on this corner, we can peel across. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Look at that, all of that peeling from the recess there as well. All the way down the canal. Look at that layer peeling all the way off that right hand side of the canal as well. So I have to switch back to the forceps, I think, just to get it out, because the fine end is great, but because there's such a narrow front facing end on this skin, it's just not going to budge. There we go, there we go, there we go. It's pulling. on it, or you're going to stay together. Oh, how frustrated was that? It almost got there. There we go. You can actually see all of that peeling away. We've got one more little bit to come away. Let's grab that section. There we go, that's the remainder of it, all peeling off that right hand side there. You can see just how thin this softer underbelly of skin is. Let's take a look beyond that now. There we go, that eardrum is looking a lot better there. So this is what it looked like beforehand, this is what it looks like afterwards, so very, very different eardrum. This is what we removed, so we've got 6.5 centimeters, 2.5 inches worth of skin coming out in that particular ear canal, guys. And don't forget, that's just from one ear canal as well, that's not bilateral, that one. Well guys, thank you very much for watching our video today. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget you can always follow, subscribe, like, share, heart, all those things for me. If you have any ear problems yourself, you can check out our bio or our channel page. It'll give you a link to our website and you can book yourself an appointment to come along and see us here. But as always guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears and take care of one another, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye everyone.